Good evening. My name is Craig Moen, and I'm the president of Friends of the Bottle Band, which is the support organization for the St. Luke's Bottle Band. The St. Luke's Lutheran congregation was founded back in 1914, and the St. Luke's Bottle Band was founded in 1978. In the past 2 years, St. Luke's Lutheran Church has undergone a major building program, which included adding an addition and also various other major changes to the building. As a result of that, St. Luke's Lutheran Church is new and improved. I think that you will find in the next couple of hours that the St. Luke's Bottle Band is also new and improved. And I think I've killed enough time now so that the bottle band is properly lined up. So if you would, please give a warm welcome to the St. Luke's Bottle Band.
Another opening, another show. It's time for us to perform, and so we've been rehearsing, we're set to go. And now it's time to get ready and blow. We're getting older, but we don't care. We take Viagra and dye our hair. We've had some wrinkles and fat removed. This bottle band is now new and improved. And parts of our building are new. More rooms and an atrium too. We put in an elevator so you can ride up to the second floor. Last month Consumer Reports was here. They brought all kinds of expensive gear. They tested us and we were approved. So we're officially new and improved.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to St. Luke's Church, and welcome to this 2011 St. Luke's Bottle Band concert. My name is Paul Phillips. I'm the founder and conductor of the Bottle Band, and on behalf of all the members of the group, we want to thank you for being here tonight. As you undoubtedly know by now, we are calling ourselves the new and improved St. Luke's Bottle Band. We have a new and improved church building, we have a new and improved sound system this year, and we have lots of new and improved music to play for you. So it's going to be an exciting concert, I'm sure. And speaking of things that are new, I would like to know how many of you here tonight are new members of our audience. If this is the first time you've ever been to a Bottle Band concert, please put your hands up. Okay, quite a few over here. Good, and some there. Wonderful. Well, we're always delighted when we can expand the musical horizons of a large percentage of our audience, and so it looks like we'll have a chance to do that tonight. The first piece we're going to play for you is what we call our Calliope medley. People who hear the Bottle Band often make the comment that the sound of the band reminds them of the sound of a calliope. So I put together a little medley of 3 pieces that you would often hear played on a calliope at a circus or a carnival. And I'd like to introduce our soloists for this piece now. First of all, please welcome our concertmaster and principal violinist, Ms. Trudy Yehudi. And then our principal kazooist and lead vocalist, a woman who really needs no introduction, but she insists on having one anyway, Miss Betty Sulu Fleming. In addition to performing with the Bottle Band, Betty Sulu also teaches music appreciation at the DeVry Institute of Technology here in Chicago. This piece we're going to play for you, the Calliope Medley, is probably one of the oldest pieces we have. It's over 30 years old. It's a piece we've been playing for many years. We thought we would start with it because it'll then show you how much we've improved as we go on through the program. So here is our Calliope Medley. Thank you. People who come to our bottle band concerts are often curious about what kind of bottles we play in the band, so I'd like to take just a couple of minutes to talk about the bottles. We play 2 basic kinds of bottles in the band. The higher notes are played on standard 12-ounce brown beer bottles, the kind you see played by the people in the front row. After we empty the bottles of their contents, we then glue them together in sets of 5 and fill them with different amounts of water to get the pitches that we need. The official bottle, by the way, of the Bottle Band is the Leinenkugels from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Some Wisconsin people here. We find the Leinenkugels gives us the best tone quality out of all the hundreds of brands that we have sampled. And then the lower notes are played on the 1.5 green sangria wine bottles, played by the people in the back row there. Some people refer to these as jugs, but we like to stay away from that term if possible. You may find this hard to believe, but bottles actually do wear out after you play them for a while, very much like the reed on a clarinet or an oboe. So we find that we do have to replace our bottles at fairly regular intervals. In fact, I would say that well over 50% of our rehearsal time is devoted to the preparation of new instruments. Now, we also have people in the band who make music by hitting on the bottles, tapping them with mallets. The instrument we use for this purpose we call the bottle-o-phone. It's the instrument there on the middle row of tables. Sounds something like a xylophone, and it looks something like a bar. And The bottlephone is played very much like handbells. Each player has a certain number of bottles to hit at just the right time to get the appropriate chord or melody. So this piece is going to feature the bottlephone. I think it's probably the most challenging piece we've ever done for the bottlephone. You'll see quite a bit of improvement over the first piece that we played. And also Trudy Hootie will be on the violin and Betty Sulu Fleming on the kazoo. But this piece will mainly feature the bottlephone. It's called the Circus Bee March by Henry Fillmore. It's a very exciting march. So here we go with our bottle band arrangement of the Circus Bee March.
Did you even watch Nicole?
Thank you very much. There's not a lot of music written specifically for the bottle. Actually, there's none that I know of. So what we have to do is play what are called transcriptions. A transcription is a piece of music that was written for one instrument or group of instruments, and then it's rearranged for a different instrument or group of instruments. And the piece we're going to play for you next was originally written for the piano by none other than Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. This is the main theme of his piano sonata in C, which some of you may have even played when you were taking piano lessons at some point. It's a familiar tune, and I've made an arrangement of it for the violin and bottles. Now, Mozart loved notes. He just loved to pack as many notes as he could into pieces. And I found that after we tried to play this a few times, that there were a few more notes in the violin part than Miss Yehudi could play with a reasonable degree of accuracy. So we had to make a few adjustments in the arrangement, but I'm sure you'll still enjoy it. This is the main theme from Mozart's Sonata in C, the first movement, Trudy Hooty on the violin and the bottles. Thank you. We're very excited to be able to announce to you that the Bottle Band will be performing at Ravinia next year. The date is December 27th. So you might want to bring some extra blankets if you're sitting out on the lawn. We also want to make sure you know that several members of the Bottle Band teach privately in their homes. If you'd like to start taking lessons on the bottle or start one of your children out on the bottle, perhaps. Playing on the bottle, I should say. I know a lot of parents are reluctant to spend a great deal of money on a new trumpet or violin, but for the cost of a six-pack, you can get your child started in music. We have a Suzuki Bottle Band here at the church for the little ones. They play on those little airline liquor bottles you get. Really, very charming. And we believe you're never too young to get exposed to music, so we even have this set of training bottles. We put these in the nursery so the kids just get used to holding a set of 5 bottles. So if you're interested in any of that, please speak to me after the performance. Well, the next piece we're going to do for you is one that was also written by Mozart, and it was also written originally for the piano. This is our new and improved Mozart, you might say. This is the theme from one of his piano concertos, the second movement of the 20th Piano Concerto, marked Romance, so we're calling it our Mozart Romance. For this piece, Trudy Hooty will again be playing the violin, but now we're going to add the bottlephone to this piece, and then we're also going to add the third technique that we use of making music on bottles, which is plucking the bottle by putting your finger in the top and snapping it out. This piece is scored for 4 pluckers, and they're back there on that middle row of tables. So you'll be hearing them and the bottlephone and Monsieur Hooty on the violin. So here is our new and improved Mozart, the main theme from his Romance for Piano Concerto number 20. Thank you, thank you. I'm a little curious to know how many of you here tonight are Lutheran, associated with a Lutheran church. Do we have any? Few over here, some over here? Okay, good. Good, that's good. Well, we are, of course, a Lutheran church, and we are part of what's called the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, or ELCA. And the ELCA publishes a monthly magazine and distributes it all over the country. And this is the September issue of the magazine, and we are privileged to have an article written about us in that magazine. Some of you may have already seen it. A very lovely article, and we've got some copies of it downstairs at intermission, so if you want to check it out, it's a very nice article. It kind of gives a background of how we got started and things like that. And of course, being Lutheran, we're associated with a church that has missionaries all over the world, and that is the basis for the next song that we're going to do for you, which is entitled, "We Are Lutheran Missionaries." The way this song got started is I happened to hear about this new musical in New York that's been winning awards and selling out. It's based on the Mormon church. It's called The Book of Mormon. Some of you may have heard about it. And it's about two Mormon missionaries who are sent to Uganda. And the humor in the story comes from the fact that that's not where they expected to be. And so what I thought was, if there can be a Broadway musical about Mormon missionaries, I should start to write one about Lutheran missionaries. So I wrote one song. That's as far as I've gotten so far. But we thought we'd do it for you tonight. So please welcome now our four soloists for this next piece, our four Lutheran missionaries. This musical, by the way, was not written by Mormons. It's kind of an irreverent take on the Mormon church. And in the musical, there are only two missionaries. We have four in our story. As I said, the missionaries are sent to Uganda, so our Lutheran missionaries are also going to be in Uganda. So if we're all set to go, here is our song, "We Are Lutheran Missionaries."
We are Lutheran missionaries, and we love the work we do.
We are serving in Uganda, where each day brings something new.
Our resources are limited, and we often do not have the things we need.
So we have to be creative, or we'll never find a way to succeed.
We cannot afford an organ, that would be too great an expense. So we turn our empty bottles into musical instruments. The Methodist missionaries have the handbells they can ring.
And the Roman Catholics have guitars to accompany those who sing.
Presbyterians have a piano. It's kind of old, but it sounds okay.
And the Baptists have harp instruments, which their kids just love to play.
The Mormons have an organ, so of course they sound just grand. But we Lutherans are
Thank you. Thank you very much. We like to find out the makeup of our audiences if we can, so we can tailor our marketing strategies a little more accurately. So if you wouldn't mind just answering a few questions in a little survey I have, I'd appreciate it very much. I've already asked how many of you are here for the first time tonight. How many of you are here at a Bottle Band concert for the second time? Raise your hand. One over here. Okay, a few more over there. Okay, good. How many of you have been to 3 or more Bottle Band concerts? Oh, quite a few. That's great. How many of you are here tonight because a friend invited you to come along? Some here? Okay, good. How many of you are here tonight because a friend forced you to come along? Over there? Okay. That's good. Well, we thank those of you who forced your friends to come with you. How many of you drove at least 10 miles to get here tonight? All right, that's good. How many of you drove at least 25 miles to get here? All right, that's good. Is there anybody here tonight from out of state? Oh, wow. Well, let's start over here. Where are you from? Wisconsin. Oh, Chippewa Falls. Yes, great. Are you all together? Yes? Yeah, okay. All right, over here? Washington State? Wow. Did you come here just to hear us? Yes? That's great. That's great. I don't think we'd go to Washington to see you. Well, I mean, we're a large group, you know. Hardly. What other states do we have here? Minnesota. Okay, that's good.
California.
California?
Yeah.
Wow. Indiana? Wow. What a Kentucky. Wow. What a diverse group. Maryland? Maryland. Gee, this is amazing. That's more states than we've had in any other show. So, well, thank you all for being here. That's great. You can go back home and spread the word about the Bottle Band. Okay, these last 3 questions are a little more personal, so try to be as honest as you can. How many of you consider yourselves to be musically inclined? You like music, you listen to it a lot, okay. How many of you consider yourselves to be musically advanced? You play an instrument, sing in a choir, okay, a few there. How many of you consider yourselves to be musically challenged? Yes, unfortunately, I know about them. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking part in that survey for us. The next piece we're going to play for you is a medley of Gilbert and Sullivan songs. I really like Gilbert and Sullivan, so I put together a medley of several pieces from the operettas that they wrote together. The first 2 are from HMS Pinafore, When I Was a Lad and I'm Called Little Buttercup. Then there's Titwillow from the Mikado, with Cat-Like Tread from the Pirates of Penzance. And then a brief little snippet from Onward Christian Soldiers. Because you may not know this, but Arthur Sullivan wrote the music for that hymn. He wrote several other hymns too, but he wrote that, so we're putting that in. And then it's going to conclude with a piece that virtually no one remembers. It's a ballet that Sullivan wrote many years ago, but it's got a great finale, so it's from a piece called The Pineapple Paul, so I threw that in too. So this is our Gilbert and Sullivan medley, and this will feature the Plucker section. The Circus Bee March featured the Bottlephone. This piece will feature the 4 Pluckers. So here we go with our Gilbert and Sullivan medley. Thank you very much. Well, all successful musical organizations have to have a support group behind them, and the Bottle Band is no exception. We have a group here at the church known as the Friends of the Bottle Band. Well, actually, technically, it's still the Friend of the Bottle Band since there's still only one member. So I'd like to welcome him again to the podium to tell you about his new membership drive for the fall. So please welcome the Friend of the Bottle Band, Craig Moen.
Thank you, Professor Phillips. For the past 33 years, I have served as president of Friends of the Bottle Band. And although I've had many challenges to face and obstacles to overcome, I am pleased to report that membership in the organization during this time has not declined at all. Today, I am optimistic about the future of Friends of the Bottle Band because I believe the offer I am about to present could possibly double or perhaps even triple membership at this time next year. I am excited to announce that this November, Professor Phillips and I will be opening a Bottle Band fantasy camp right here at St. Luke's Church. I'm sure many of you are familiar with fantasy camps. Almost every Major League Baseball team has one. And if you attend one of these camps, you are able to hang out with the players on the team, learn basic baseball skills, wear an official team uniform, and even play a baseball game in a major league stadium. If you attend our Bottle Band Fantasy Camp, you will be able to hang out with members of the Bottle Band, learn basic bottle band skills, wear a bottle band costume, and even perform in a bottle band concert right here on this stage. Imagine how impressed your family and friends will be to see you up here playing with the world-famous St. Luke's Bottle Band. Now, if you would like to attend our Bottle Band Fantasy Camp, you must first become a member of Friends of the Bottle Band. I will have applications with me in the atrium during the intermission, so you can even fill one out tonight if you would like to do so. In order to give you a better idea of what the fantasy camp will be like, I've asked Professor Phillips to say a few words about it. Professor Phillips?
Thank you, Craig. Yes, we're very excited about starting this camp coming up in November. So what I thought I would do is just introduce the staff of the camp to you tonight so you get a sense of what to expect if you were to attend. First of all, we have our fitness and conditioning coach, Mr. Steve Jarris. We think it's very important to be physically fit if you're going to be in the Bottle Band. It's a very grueling thing to do sometimes. So Steve will start every morning with calisthenics and a rigorous exercise program. Most of the exercises pertain directly to being in the Bottle Band. Then next we have Lori Witt, who is our embouchure coach. Lori will be working with you on, the embouchure is what the relationship of the bottle to the lip is. Flute players and bottle players have to get that just right so they get the proper tone. So Lori will work with you on that. It's important not only to be able to make a sound, but to be able to go back and forth between the bottles quickly, like that. So she'll help you with that. She also does some lip exercises, one-on-one with certain members of the camp. I'm sure they'll find it very stimulating. Next, we have Sue Weber, who is our bottlephone instructor. We find that beginning bottlephone players tend to hit the bottle really hard, and I mean that literally, of course. They hit the bottle too hard with the mallet, can knock it off the table or even break it. So Sue will show you just how much strength you need to hit the bottle. She'll do some advanced techniques like the trills between two bottles, so that'll be a very exciting part of the camp. Next, we have our plucker coach, Bert Olson. Bert's been in the Bottle Band longer than anybody, I think, and plucked more bottles than anybody in the band. So he will work with you on your technique to get your finger in and out just right. Sometimes plucker people get their fingers stuck in the bottles. So Bert will work with you on trimming your nails and lubricating your finger properly. Next we have, what we're going to do is do a variety of kinds of music. You know, we'll do classical, romantic, some jazz, and we'll do some pieces from the Baroque period. And our Baroque bottle specialist is Ann Krentz-Organ. We'll be playing pieces by Bach and Handel. And if you're familiar with Bach, he wrote these really high parts for trumpet players. And when an orchestral trumpet player plays one of these pieces, they use what's called a piccolo trumpet. It's a smaller trumpet, and it can get the really high notes. So what Ann is holding is a set of piccolo bottles. It's a very expensive instrument, by the way. It took 3 flights to get enough bottles to make that. But the piccolo bottles allow you to hit some really high notes. So what I thought I'd do is have Ann just demonstrate this. So we're going to do just the opening few bars of Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 2, which if it's played in an orchestra, the player uses a piccolo trumpet, and it's very hard to play. It's very high, and you even have to do trills on the trumpet. So Ann will now play just the opening of that on the piccolo bottles. Thank you. Then we'll move from the light sound of the Baroque period to the heavier sound of the opera genre. We'll be doing some operatic works. Our opera coach is Lisa Heim. And we'll be doing some Wagner overtures. Wagner, of course, everything was big cast, big singer, so we bring out our biggest bottles for this, and that'll be very exciting. Then we also will spend some time working on costumes. Costuming is very important to be in the bottle band. You have to express your individuality in your own unique way. So Barb Clark is our costume designer, and she's put together this little bird motif here for that costume, but she'll be taking you out on field trips to thrift shops and novelty places to find things to wear for the bottle band. Then we also have some academic work as part of the camp. So Joyce Robinson is our professor of music history. She'll be teaching a course in that. Joyce is actually a musicologist and has just recently published a book. She had access to some recently discovered manuscripts by Beethoven and some diaries, and it is her contention that Beethoven actually wrote some music for bottles. And he would have his friends come over on weekends and they would play these little pieces together. He kept it very quiet, of course, but she's documented all this in her new book, which is entitled Beethoven's Other Fifth. So it's very exciting reading. So she'll be using that as part of the course. And of course, we are a Lutheran church, so we have to have some spirituality dimension. So we have Debbie the Blue Nun Roman is our chaplain. She'll bring her Blue Nun bottles with her for that part of the program. And then finally, our last faculty member, probably the most important person on the staff, the Director of Instrument Replacement, Gary Clark. Gary... Gary's class will begin at 5 o'clock every afternoon and run until lights out. So I think we put together a great staff. I think you'll have a wonderful time if you attend the camp. So let's hear it for the staff of our camp. And now I'm going to introduce Craig Mullen once again, who's going to tell you about something he's got planned for the intermission. So Craig?
We have a contest for you this evening. This bottle is filled with pieces of candy. Your goal is to guess the number of pieces of candy in the bottle. In a few minutes, there will be an intermission, and there'll be refreshments available down in the atrium, the area where you came in tonight. And I'll be down there too with the bottle so that you can examine it closely, and I'll have ballots that you can submit with your name and your guess. And during the second half of tonight's performance, I'll be announcing the winners. We'll have third, second, and first place prize winners and appropriate bottle band type gifts for the winners. So I'll see you in a few minutes.
Thank you, Craig. I'd also like to mention that during the intermission, there will be refreshments served down in the atrium provided by the youth of St. Luke's. There's no charge for these refreshments, but there are some baskets down there if you'd like to make a contribution. All the money that is raised from the sale of the refreshments will go towards funding their trip to New Orleans next summer for the annual gathering of ELCA youth. So as I understand it, they have enough money to get down there, but not enough to get back. So we want to make sure they're not stranded down there. So please be as generous as you can with the refreshments. And also, we have a mailing list form down there if you'd like to put your name on that if you're not on our mailing list. So please fill that out. The next piece we're going to do for you is a very exciting one. It was written by George Frederick Handel. Handel, of course, is best known for his oratorio Messiah. He also wrote another oratorio that's not nearly as well known, entitled Solomon. It's the story of King Solomon of Israel, and it's not performed very often, but there's one piece from it that's played quite frequently because it has a wonderful part for two oboe soloists. And since we have two very fine oboists with us tonight, we're going to do this piece for you. Please welcome our oboe soloists, Miss Meg Bussey and Christine Phillips. As I said, the oratorio is entitled Solomon, and it depicts various episodes from Solomon's life. And one of the episodes was the time that the Queen of Sheba came to visit King Solomon. So what Handel did was he wrote this piece called The Arrival of the Queen of Sheba. And it features these two oboes, and it's a very festive, noble piece, and that's why it's performed quite a bit, even though the oratorio itself is not. So if we're all set, here is our bottle band arrangement of The Arrival of the Queen of Sheba, featuring our two oboe soloists. Thank you. That was really, really wonderful. The only thing missing, of course, was the actual arrival of the Queen of Sheba. And excuse me. Hello? Yes, where are you? Well, they finished the piece. You were supposed to be here. You were... All right, well, okay. I can't talk right now. I'm in front of the whole audience. Just get up here as soon as you can. All right, sorry. I'm sorry. The Queen is in the building. Apparently some kind of a traffic delay or something. So I think what we'll do, we'll just start it again, and hopefully this time she'll be here. So we'll call this the late arrival of the Queen of Sheba. Well, better late than never, I guess. I'm sure Handel would have been very impressed with this particular arrival. The story of the Queen of Sheba visiting the king of Israel, King Solomon, can be found in the book of Kings. It's not a very long story, actually. But apparently, the queen had heard that Solomon was very wise, and she wanted to come and test him to see if he was really as wise as he was reported to be. So she came to visit him, and both the king and the queen were fabulously wealthy. They exchanged gifts. Some people have tried to imply that there was a love relationship between them, but I don't think that's the case. It was just a case of a king and a queen, two monarchs coming together to form an alliance. So at this point, after the arrival of the queen, Handel has the queen singing an aria. So we're going to continue now with the oratorio and the aria sung by the Queen of Sheba.
Yes, I am the Queen of Sheba. Not prince, not duke, not king. I'm known in the land of Sheba as a monarch who just loves to sing. When they hear my voice, all my slaves rejoice. When I'm known for my tone with a deep vibrato. When they hear my voice, all my slaves rejoice. All my subjects cheer when they get to hear lovely singing, so serene. From their queen.
It certainly took a lot of courage for the queen to get up and sing like that in front of the entire court of King Solomon, but she did. I guess that's the refreshments coming up here. Anyway, the king was very impressed with Sheba, the Queen of Sheba, and so what Handel does now is he has the king offer a response. So Solomon enters, who, by the way, is partially deaf in both ears at this point. So Handel gives Solomon a little recitative followed by a very rousing chorus. So we continue the story now of the Queen of Sheba visiting King Solomon.
After she sang, King Solomon stood up and said, "My ears will never be the same again. Long live the Sheba, yes, she really is the one and only Queen of Sheba.
Not Duke, not Prince, not King, I am the Queen.
Sheba, 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 Sheba.
I'm the Queen of
Sheba,
She's the queen of
Sheba, she's the Queen of Sheba. So by now we hope we've made it clear who she is.
I'm the Queen of
So the story had a happy ending. The queen and the king got along really well. They made an alliance, became friends. But then after all the partying, it was time for the queen to go back to Sheba. So since we started this sequence with the arrival of the Queen of Sheba, we now have the departure of the Queen of Sheba. So the slaves are once again bringing in the litter, and now we jump to the end of the sequence, the departure of the Queen of Sheba.
So long, farewell, on bitter saying adieu. It's time for me to say goodbye to you. Now, as your queen, I grant you my permission to leave your seats and start the intermission. Goodbye.
Thank you.